All right. Hi, everybody. I want to thank you for tuning in with me, Jay, on my channel, Unconventionally Jay. So, I think this week I'm kind of just going to have like a little girl talk. I'm going to say about things that, I feel like I've learned by my age. So I am 24. I turned 25 and on December 1st. I'll be big 25, 5 years from 30. I really should stop thinking that way, but that's exactly how my mom thinks. Like, girl, you 5 years from 30. This journey, the things I've learned, I want to say, have honestly helped me see my growth and see who I am, like, as a person. And I've seen where God took me at the beginning till now. And I think I just, want a little girl talk on some things I've learned, some things I've experienced, and just like life itself and things I've seen, things that I'm seeing, and how it's just honestly, it's just getting crazy out here. But an update. So I know the other week you guys saw me like pierce my nose, and they actually stopped hurting because like the first day with my nose, it was hurting. Like it was hurting to sleep on because of everything. But now it's like the swellings went down. They actually look more even than what they were because at first you couldn't tell. But unfortunately, I might have to take them out because I'm supposed to have a surgery, but it's supposed to be on my hand. I have this thing that I really want to talk about, but it's like this growth on my finger that's been growing for years, and I'm finally getting it cut off. But they were saying that I need to have all jewelry off. I'm like, hopefully it's just for the hand, not for my face. But they do have to sedate me, so maybe that's where that's coming from. Who knows? And so, yes, my nose piercing is doing pretty well. I love glasses, some little updates that I did. I also want to say thank you to the 18 people who subscribed to my channel. I know that may not seem like a lot to you or to other people, but that is a lot to me because that means people are actually liking my content and actually watching it. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you, because doing this does take like a lot of patience. And even though I've been doing for like consistently a month, and I'm trying to be way more consistent because this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, but I never just had the guts, or I've always been fearful of it. Lighting, because I don't know, I hate seeing the reflection in my glasses, but that's the only way I can see. Yeah, so you might see the reflection of my glasses often, but that's literally because that's the only way I really can see. And it just shows up on the video. One day I'm gonna get this together. Probably when I actually be able to get a camera, because I actually want to get a camera. But back to what I was saying. So yes, I did want to thank the 18 people that subscribed to me. My goal is 20 to 50. 50 and so on. My goal is really 500. I would love to have that by the end of the year, but I'm trying to be also just very realistic, because the truth of the matter is you don't know who's subbing to you. All you know someone subbed to you. There's very few like I could see at the point, but now I can't see any of the people that actually subbed, so the people that told me. So thank you to those that are supporting me. Mad love for you. I got this rubber band I'm fidgeting with. But yeah, so today we're just gonna have a girl talk. I feel inclined to really have one of those this week. Last week I did Shein. I'm doing, just different things, and I'm trying to get just used to, just talking and being comfortable and things like that. So I want to say things have been looking up this year, like a lot more positive this year, and all the things I'm doing, from work to school, relationship, friends. I am seeing a therapist, which is great. I feel like everyone should see a therapist, and it's good to have someone talk to that you don't know you. I've always felt like therapy, everyone should go, especially black people, people of color. We should definitely go, because a lot of our things that we go through are systemic, generational, and could very well, help with certain things. What I want to talk about is, I see a lot of things that's like in media that they try to tell us that it's okay and, make us crazy. For some reason, things that are wrong is right and things that are right is wrong. It's so confusing, especially in this day and age. And what I've learned is you have to be so comfortable with being your authentic self, or the world will swallow you whole and literally take away from your calling, from your talents, from your hobby, because it's gotten so bad that where people literally just have nothing in their head that's theirs. Their ideas are other people's, and it's like you can't even be yourself anymore because of it. So I pretty much grew in church my whole life. Like, from the time I was a kid to the time that I was older, I was in church my whole life. And I felt even there not really accepted, but then again, I was a kid, so how I view certain things now is like, a little different. But growing up, I never really felt like I fit in. I was dealing with a lot of things with my family and stuff like that, and I felt like I was looked down upon because of that. And I was like, I ain't felt that was just the truth. People thought that they were better at me because of the circumstances I was dealing with, and because my things were more forefront than other people or whatever. But it kind of, and then I also had like strict parents. So if you kind of have like strict parents, you kind of understand what it's like to kind of be indecisive. So my whole life, people been telling me what I should and shouldn't do. I always had like this small little scope of someone telling me what I should and should not do. And I just want everyone to know, like, at our age, I feel like society makes it feel like we have to have everything together, but you really don't. Like, working and realizing there are people who are like 50 years old that are working at the same job you are, and your job could be just some simple retail, just goes to show you do not have to have everything together. And I know that's the pressure of people, family, to have everything together, but then I realized, like, older generation, they think having it together is like just staying at a job for like 50 years. Some people don't feel like putting that together because I'm getting base pay, y'all getting underpaid, a pension that they might lose, a 401k that they might steal. And so, like, it's this thing to make you feel like, you're behind, but you're not. You're not behind. You're still figuring it out. You have every right to figure it out for the rest of your life. I feel like 2 shows that I always watch like once a year, because I want to see if my preference or my thoughts are the same. Well, okay, this year, it's my first time watching the show Insecure on HBO. I suggest you watch it. Let's see different perspectives, how I view friendships and things differently off of Insecure. Also, another show I watch like once every year is Girlfriends. I watch that because I couldn't watch that growing up, but now that I watch it, I realize like that show was a lot. Because how I feel about each of those characters when I first watched it compared to my 3rd year watching it again, I feel differently about how I view the women and how I view the friendship. But I just want people to know, like, we don't have to have everything together. Everything is not gonna be a path. Everything, you gotta remember, basically your journey is your destination, because you will continuously always grow. You're continuously always changing. Things are never going, like, things do not always stay the same. Change is inevitable and it's always gonna happen. Something, your path that you think you might have could be totally different, you know, than what it is in a couple years, you know, but you're allowed to do that. You know, you're allowed to maneuver in life and make mistakes and make changes, because the truth of the matter is no one's perfect. No one's perfect. It doesn't matter how you think about it, but no one's perfect. So if no one's perfect, you're not perfect, I'm not perfect. You're just imperfect people trying to maneuver through life with God, and you know, everything else is just, it can be a lot, because that's just true the matter is. But yes, that's just some things I learned. I learned about my authentic self. Don't try to fit in with people, because fitting, and see the difference with fitting in when you're older, younger, is when you're younger, sometimes you feel like you can't say anything. But also fitting in can come with even your family, not just your friends, but family. And I feel like I've experienced where I don't fit in with all of people's families. I don't fit in everywhere. And that's okay as well, because sometimes your viewpoints could be different than them. But also, like, you know, you're not gonna always fit in. Everyone's not gonna always like your opinion, like you being your authentic self. Everyone's not gonna like your authentic self. I found that me is I have a personality, either you like me or you don't. It's never in between, because my personality is very abrupt. So I am abrupt, like I'm gonna say something, you gonna like it or not. It's not kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It's not that, because that's just how it is. And that's what I learned at a young age, is either you like me or you don't. It's not in between. People who are in between are very wishy-washy, or in my case, they come with it. Sorry. It is what it is, but I've learned to maneuver with people who are like that. And so I also just wanted to speak about some things that I've learned, especially like with being, I got married when I was what, 21? Yeah. Yes. So I got married when I was 21. And when we don't have intention, we start to waste time. You know, we start to waste time. And now there are people who are like, you know, I don't want to date, you know, y'all can be comfortable all day. I just feel like, personally, as women and the power that we hold, we need to start being intentional about dating and who we marry and our standards and what we believe. Because you're going to end up finding yourself wasting time with someone who doesn't have the same intentions as you. And then it's going to further do damage for the one you're actually supposed to be with, or the one you eventually actually want to build a life with. And so I feel like people need to be very intentional about who they're dating. They need to be very intentional about who they're having sex with. We need to be picky, because this pool out here is not cutting it no more. This pool is too much. No standards. They don't get tested. It's gotten scary at the things that I have seen. And the thing that's crazy is I've been with my husband, we've been married for 2-3 years. We were dating since 2019. So I've been with him with really 2018, November 2018. I've been 5 years. So when me and him got together, you know, that took me out the ring. But the things that I hear, deal with, and all, like, I hear and experiences of other things, I'm so happy I'm at that pool, because we need to just start being intentional. We need to stop being delusional. We need to stop lying to ourselves, because at the end of the day, we're talking about you. You're talking about yourself. We need to have this value of ourselves before we go in ourselves out with the craziest stuff that's happening out there now. Like, I've seen it was a thing, if y'all heard, a random guy in Atlanta, his 5 baby mamas all on TikTok. No, we're not doing that anymore. we need to be more upfront and more not delusional, but more honest. Because sometimes being delusional can be okay because that can help you get to things that you want to get. But when it comes to relationships, I feel like delusion is not cute. Because what happens is you will tolerate clownery, buffoonery, because you want it to work out in your head, but it's not. Another thing I learned is like, when you become intentional, every guy you deal with is not going to be the one. I feel like women are so caught up now, like we're so caught up in, oh, I'm just trying to be with a guy, that our standards start decreasing. Stop doing that. No. Just because someone is like, just because you feel like you can't get a bigger pull does not mean we should stop dating with attention, because not everybody can like you. Now you finna weed out the ones that you know ain't serious, because you know, why are we wasting our time at this point? No. We have to stop. We have to stop with all that. We have to be intentional about who we are and then take accountability for the people that we do date. If you date somebody that did you wrong, did whatever, they had red flags. I'm pretty sure they had red flags. They've probably always been the same, but now we're paying attention that, oh, he did this. Yeah, I bet he did. She did this. I bet she did. Because she was already showing you in the beginning. You just chose to not take it seriously because you want to be with somebody, or we want to be somebody because we don't want to be alone. No, stop putting all of yourself in these people that you date, because it's never going to work out that way. Because if that person's not reciprocating that back, then you know, what are we doing? Absolutely nothing. It's too much going on to be sitting over here and wasting time. And sure, it can be a lesson all day, but you know, experience is not overrated. But at a point when things happen, we just need to start being accountable for ourselves. And that's what I've learned, to be accountable for myself and my mistakes. Because at the end of the day, I made the decisions and I'm the one who did them. So you have to take accountability for, you know, what you do. I feel like, for example, the thing that's going on with Black women, I feel like not only have we been the most disrespected, now we're just entitled to the disrespect. And you can't twist disrespect. And like female rap, little ratchet music, I feel like, you know, it's not too terrible. I don't think it's bad. But having to the point to where I just feel like some of the stuff on the radio, I question myself. Or some of the things are like a trend, I question myself, because I was like, you really thought, and people hype that up. I feel like as Black women, we're starting to tolerate the disrespect, and we're starting to allow other women to brand us for us. So now that's what's expected. Now that's what's needed. So now that there's disrespect and everything else we're tolerating is now crossing over into our everyday lives. We're allowing people to create this narrative. I think it's cool, you know, I think it's fun, you know, when you be like, oh yeah, let me go out and party with my friends and turn up and girls want to twerk and this is and the other. Cool. But I feel like there's a difference between just like having fun and just disrespecting yourself. There's a difference. And people can get mad all day, but I think that there is a way that you can do that things without being so, you know, at the point where it's just the craziest things I thought I would never see is making. So I've been married for 3 years, and some things I've learned in marriage is that, like I said, life is a journey. It is not a destination. It is not a point to where you can get to where you meet it to the end. No, because it's continuously going. It's never gonna stop. And when you get married, that person is your partner to help you make it through life. So choose wisely. Definitely choose wisely. Be very intentional. I learned in my own marriage that certain expectations or things that we didn't discuss also can come up later. And it's best to try to get all those understood at the beginning, because it can cause some different things in your life. And then I know, like, as a Black woman, I've never really seen like a proper, a long-lasting relationship, like one that I feel like respect was like given on both ends. I've never seen that before in my life. I'm used to seeing a lot of women lead in their families and lead in other aspects. So being in a relationship where, you know, biblically, I believe in bed and things like that, it was kind of hard to take because I really didn't know what to expect. Like, we did like counseling and stuff, but that's only like something that's really not explained that they should, you know, that they should explain. But yeah, I think my marriage has also helped my personal growth. It's helping me be more of myself, that it's okay to make mistakes, that it's okay to live life, and it's okay to be vulnerable. I feel like we can be vulnerable, because at a point in time, I probably was never a vulnerable person. I didn't believe in it. I didn't like it. So, you know, me trying to be vulnerable really was different for me. And I don't feel like I'm really valid in getting marriage advice. I just know things that I've learned, and that, you know, also I believe, like, if you're married, you know, set boundaries. It is okay to have space between you and your partner, but also protect your relationship. Have boundaries around your marriage. Make sure it is protected, because people are miserable and people want you to be miserable with them. So if they don't understand it, they are going to try to attack it. Everyone's not going to be happy that you're with someone. And I hate to say it, but it's very true. Everyone is not a team player. Everyone is not so supportive. So you should definitely, you know, be praying over your marriage. You definitely should be, even if you're not married and you want to be with this person and you have intentions and everything else, you definitely want to protect it, because you would get attacked by a whole bunch of things that you wouldn't even think was the issue. Also, I feel like, okay, so me growing up, I feel like I was really spoiled to a degree. So I really don't believe in compromising. I believe, like, you know, it's my way. That's it. Yeah, no, that's not life. I had to really learn how to compromise at my grown age, because I was never really taught that. And then when I was growing up, I was forced to share. So now when I have something like, no, I don't want to do that. Nope. And I feel like a lot of women think about how I do. Yeah, in marriage, if you want to succeed, you're going to have to learn to compromise on both ends. And you also have to make it a safe space for your partner to speak up about how they feel. I am a very, just a direct person. I'm really boisterous. I've always been boisterous like my whole life. But when I have my husband, it's very more like chill. Like, so I'm like, yeah. And he like, I'm like, yeah. And he like, oh yeah, that's me. I talk a lot. Like, literally when we started dating, he would literally just listen to me on the phone talk. Cause that's all I did. I should talk, and I didn't think twice about it. I was just talking. He was just like, oh, okay, cool, whatever, cool. So yes, you have to make sure, like, it's a safe space. You have to make sure that, you know, you have to compromise on that. You have to learn to listen. You have to do a lot of things to end up helping me in my own personal growth that I did not really see, but now I do. So yes, and then also communication is key. But communication is key in relationship, but communication key is in life. I've learned that at a point, like when I was younger, it was hard. I was a people pleaser, but it was hard for me to really call that, because it was just me with myself, but I wanted to fit in a way. But anytime I tried to fit in, it just never worked out. Like, it never worked out. Like, when I try to fit in with people or these girls or whatever, it never worked out for me. Like, I can try to act like them, but I really couldn't, because I felt like if someone was stupid, I was gonna say it was stupid. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not doing that. You're not getting me in trouble. what do I look like? I'm calling my mother, this is ghetto. That was me. I could not. And then I realized that point, you know, I'm amazed to fit in. That's why I say be your authentic self, honey. Don't sit there and let people tell you what you can and cannot do. Do not sit there and let people, don't try to be with the majority, baby. Be yourself. Because some of that stuff, you're going to be caught up in it. And the world done ended. And we looking at each other like, yeah. It ain't worth it. All that stuff that you see on social media, the BBLs and the money and all that's cute and cute. If the intention is right, but these people's intention is not that. It's money hungry. It's worried about money and what you can do. And yeah, you want to be stable, because I want to be stable. I want to be comfortable. I want to be comfortable enough to where eventually I can move out this country, because no, it's too much. But it's like, that's all it is. Like, I understand we get a job to make more ends meet, but it's getting to the point to where you gotta do this to fit in, you gotta look like that, you gotta wear the wigs, you gotta wear the makeup, and you gotta be the hourglass figure, you gotta be super skinny, you gotta have a butt, you gotta have all these things that just at the end of the day makes no sense, and it's unrealistic to be that way. Like, literally, I remember just feeling so self-conscious about myself growing up, because I was trying to fit in with all these stereotypes. When I got older, like when I lost so much weight, and here's the crazy thing. Okay, so growing up, I was chubby. They gonna call me chubby. I was. I mean, I am now, but basically when I was younger, I was chubby. But then I lost weight one summer when I left home for the first time, and then I was smaller. I was like a size 16. I made it to a size 10 or 12. So then at that point, that's when being my size, quote unquote, was in, that was, so now I'm slimmer, whatever, and that's not even a fact. Don't even worry about that stuff. Like, the imperfections of yourself is what makes you beautiful, makes you a light in this world. And don't ever let people dim your light so they can feel better about themselves. Have those boundaries, have those steps, do affirmations, really focus on yourself. And yes, like, at the point, get into prayer and really like indulge in things, because stuff in this world with a whole bunch of millions, we walking around here telling you what you can and cannot do, telling you the crazy stuff you think. It's just like, be yourself in this world, because being yourself is the gateway for you to be successful, gateway for you to be happy, because everyone else don't have the same view as you. So, do whatever makes you happy, but also, like I said, have those standards, have those boundaries, have all these things to protect you and your peace at the end of the day. Because ain't nobody wanting to be stressful. Ain't nobody finna argue back with somebody over something, because, that's life. But, I'll talk to y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Convinced J. You have a great day. Peace.